So the Secure-PCI trial was an initiative that we actually started in Brazil about 6 years ago with an idea to really try to get the government to invest in clinical research. So we designed a protocol in a field that we felt was an unmet need, that we could perform relatively with a low cost. So in this setting, we thought about how about using statins, which is a well-known drug, but we don't know the effect of a loading dose on patients presenting with acute coronary syndrome. So we know that statins are important drugs for prevention, reduce events in patients with coronary disease, but has never been tested in a large trial in patients presenting with an ACS. Of course, the key subgroup of patients were patients presenting with or undergoing PCI. At the end of the study, 65% of the population underwent PCI, and the primary results was what was the impact of these loading doses of atorvastatin versus placebo on MACE, all-cause mortality, death, stroke, and unplanned revascularization. So basically, the conclusion of the study is that in general, our study was negative because the main population, we demonstrated that there was no benefit of this loading strategy in MACE. However, in the subgroup of patients, and we need to be all cautioned with this subgroup because it's a post-baseline subgroup, we found a significant result with a reduction of 28% in MACE in patients that got loaded with atorvastatin. And finally, we think that this is helpful because we are talking about a drug that has no side effects. At least we know the side effects, and we did not find any major side effects in the trial. We're talking about a drug that people are going to be using no matter what in patients with an ACS. So why not maybe just give up front that you know you're going to have to give no matter what, but you might get a nice benefit, especially for those patients undergoing procedure, like an invasive procedure. So this was a very important study because, again, we showed that we could do it, a trial fully done, executed, conducted in Brazil, with a lot of learnings from things that we learned here at Duke. So I think that illustrates that when we created the BCRI to be the sister organization from Duke, now we see BCRI doing their own study, and actually we had the pleasure to involve Chris Granger, who helped, John Alexander, and of course I was the co-chair of the trial, but Duke people involved in Brazilian studies. So this was really how I envisioned this to happen when we created the BCRI, which was, yes, we learned from Duke and now we can do our own studies and include Duke in what we do. The second was to show to the Brazilian government and to the world that Brazil can do more than just execute somebody else's trials. So we can actually design our own study, we can conduct our own study, and we can present in a major session as today with a simultaneous publication in a major journal. The paper was published simultaneously in JAMA. So I think that's also something to show that, yes, we can do trials and collaborate with other studies, but we can also do our own trials and generate knowledge that might be used by other parts of the world as opposed to just import the knowledge that has been generated elsewhere. I think the BCRI mission is fulfilled when we have a project like that, because we are really sharing knowledge across the globe through innovative clinical research.